Zabi.
Good morning.
Good morning. What time is it there?
8 a.m.
Oh, wow.
I'll be getting up like at 5 in the morning now, so, or
Oh,
even
wow.
earlier.
Wow.
How you doing? What the fuck? Oh.
Nothing much. Just been doing one-on-ones earlier today. It's just fun. It's just
Yeah,
fun. Yeah, yeah.
that early. Oh, it's 11 for you, right?
What's
11
that?
a.m. It's 11 a.m. right now for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's been going on?
Shit, I don't know.
Same here.
I have nothing to say.
What is there to say?
Oh, fuck. Damn.
I just had a one-on-one earlier and we just laughed. So this person had like a lot of pent up goes laughter.
Yeah.
Uh
Fuck. I mean, if I could say something, I can probably just say maybe there was more of a release upon waking up this morning.
yeah.
Like apparently like the last few days, before there was like you know how I was saying there was a lot of like that going
Yeah.
on, like
Yeah.
so like just the last few days it was just instead of like clinching and clinching, it was just like very
Yeah.
tight in, and it was like feeling like it was getting pushed in. I don't know, and it was very strong, and then it's just not there.
Yeah. It's well, it's always not there. There's just this perceived appearance of clenching,
Yeah,
opening, clenching, opening, like contraction, openness, contraction,
yeah,
openness. And when it's seen that it's just the show, right? It's just the it's like a sitcom, and then a laughing track comes on. It's just
yeah,
really nothing. Like this.
yeah. And
I was walking this morning and it was just like, it's the most beautiful morning ever. Just like I like waking up, I have a doggy. I think I have a
yeah,
puppy. My puppy loves just walking. It just has this the most beautiful smile, right? That you could ever see. It's just like,
yeah, yeah,
and a dog's just like, like it's just
yeah.
so beautiful. And then it's just every morning is just the most beautiful morning,
Oh yeah,
especially when the sun rises and it's just like,
oh
the
yeah,
dark and the light. It's just like, and then you see
yeah.
and you see your puppy just kind of like, it's just, it's just like that. It's just like that. There's when there's no stories, it's just this beautiful, I don't know what it is, right? And then even when it's like, my puppy loves walking. So every time I go downstairs, they're always kind of like, are we going up? Are we going up?
Yeah,
Are we
yeah,
going up?
yeah,
Are we going to see the sun again? Are we going to see, everything? It's
yeah,
just that. And then when all of the stories kind of like are just seen as just whatever, I'm saying, it's just always like that. It's
yeah.
just this full on engagement when there's no one there. My puppy doesn't know that she's called Ella Bella, that she's the
Hmm.
cutest puppy in the world. It's
Hmm.
just, whatever. Yeah.
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 What the fuck?
I love your text from Vegas when
Oh,
you were
from
in
Vegas.
Vegas.
What I say? I forgot.
Can't remember, but it was just really I can't remember it, but it was just like it's this too.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
also it's also because you were afraid of that for quite a while, right? Like what if you're like every birthday, I think it's your birthday. Every
Yeah.
birthday that there's a debauchery that happens in Vegas.
Yeah. And it was always very scared to like do anything.
Yeah.
And like the fuck up's gonna happen again. And it was just so weird because alcohol is being taken like always, like the
Yeah.
same shit, like the pills were being popped,
Yeah.
but it was just different. I don't, but it was not different. I don't know. It was like
Yeah.
it was just so funny.
Yeah.
Like there's no resistance, I guess.
Yeah. And who cares? Who cares, right? It was just this reckless abandon of what shit's going down, shit
Yeah,
went down. And then after that, apparently there's no after. It was just seen as like, okay, that's
yeah.
it too.
Mm-hmm.
That's it
It,
too.
it didn't carry day to day.
No, there's no
Yeah,
shame,
yeah.
right? Because before it was going to be a shameful event, like after like a debauchery, then it becomes really kind of like almost like, oh, did I go back into my old self? Like, or
Mm-hmm.
my progress is gone because I partied for one weekend or one night.
Mm-hmm.
And then
The work fix it.
yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, like I'm a whatever can like, all of this narrative that comes out, right? And it's just seen as wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong. I think I was showing someone from California that came here to visit during that time. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, it's unconditional freedom, whatever it is, right? Whatever seems to occur. It could be shitty, it could be hungover, it could be partying, it could be whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And there's no maintenance. There's no watching my thoughts. I'm like, oh, all of that kind of stuff. And it's just everything is just it's just an unrolling of something, an unraveling of something that's not even happening. So we
Yeah.
even we even forgot about that Las Vegas, but I was just like laughing because um before, when I would think that I would got somewhere and I would maintain that, I would abide or whatever words, what I'm saying, I would try to maintain it. And so there was this suffering because I can't maintain that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when things like partying happen or something, then I think that I have done something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although there's no more kind of like reluctance, or there's no more desiring, what I'm saying, to be at any state at all. Sober, not sober, this and that, what I'm saying. It's just what's occurring. It's just what's occurring. So there's this weight lifted off the shoulders of trying to maintain whatever.
Immense weight. Fucking shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Like
There's no more. Are you still documenting everything?
no, that stopped. I didn't even realize
Yeah.
I said it. Yeah. Yeah, like
What did you do before again? What were you documenting? Everything, right? Like you had like your phone and you would,
yeah, it was basically screenshotting like if I'm reading some, let's say my family's group chat, like like a story's going on in the messages, trying to save it,
yeah,
clicking away. Um just going to pick up my sister, having to take the phone out. There she is. Then
yeah,
then there's me back at my, and that was driving me crazy. Like this shouldn't be happening. Why am I so neurotic? Why am I trying to
yeah,
hold the moment? And then when the recording was done, making an album for it, the day I picked up my sister and said blah 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 blah.
yeah,
This album, that goes to that album, like boxing everything, like
yeah.
and just I guess it was still happening, and it's I guess it's still lightweight here and there, it's still there, but it just doesn't
It
matter. It's
doesn't
just
matter. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And how about I think before you were like, you were like always medicating, always medicating, always medicating, always escaping, drinking here and there and everything. and it became a problem. I think at one point, it was just this, this maintenance of something. I don't know what were you doing? You were like drinking.
Drinking, pill popping. Well, that was a pair for like 50 since I was 18. I'm 33 now. From 18 to 33, it was just continuous, like on and off, on and
Yeah.
off, on and off.
Yeah.
The drinking like stopped. The
Yeah.
drink gone to try to ease shit. Like that's completely gone. And then like the herbal medicines or like random shit that I take just like for mood lifting, that the push for it to, oh, I gotta take it in 1 hour, I gotta go get the pills, like that kind of intensity is just not there. Like
Yeah.
it happens sometimes, like, oh, the pills, like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but it'll just there's no I don't know how to describe it. It's just what it is.
Yeah, for me it was kind of like the I would go through periods that I would be kind of like completely like sober, and then there will
Mm-hmm.
be periods that I'll be like completely party animal,
Yeah.
party animal mode, and then I would feel really really bad, and I would hide it, right? I would hide it. There was this guy that basically said, "You're leading a double life." I'm like, I know, but it's I would hide both, um, and then I would feel really horrible. And then I think I said this to you before, that I would feel horrible to a point that I would need to drink again at like 11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of like, because I was going to like, I would be like remembering everything that I did the night before. And I was just this kind of like, oh, shoot, who did I sleep with?
Yeah.
What did I do?
Exactly.
And then the hangover had to be cured. So I would be drunk again by the time 11 a.m. hit, like 3 o'clock, and the cycle would happen again.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's Tuesday, and I'm like, oh shit, I've wasted Monday and Tuesday. And I'm like, well, it's fucked anyway, so I might as well continue.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I would crash for a couple of days, and
Story of my life.
and then it was so unbearable, right? That like, even though you're pretending to be kind of like sober and everything, like you would have this drink, something, or whatever substances that you would think that's to maintain it. And then all of a sudden you think that you have a problem, and then you go completely sober. And then by the one moment that you take one or two drinks, it's all over again.
Oh,
The cycle starts all over again.
yeah.
And then I went through the AA route, you know what I'm saying? That never really worked for me too, because I'm like, I'm not as bad as these people and everything. But now there's just this, whatever it is, right? For example, I don't have that itch to drink anymore. Or when I drink, it's like maybe three, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't even have to stop it. Like, for example, I'll be like, okay, I'm done now. Like, I'll go home, or I
Mm-hmm.
just disappear from a party. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
Yeah.
and then, or if a wedding happens, if there's shots being given, the next day it's just like, oh, this is just really relaxing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This, like what I told you, I'm like, it's just self-care day, saying I'll just take a bath,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no more trying to regret anything, because there's no more stories. It's just happened.
Yeah.
It just happens. It's just this, not to diminish anyone that's going to aid. If that works in a dream, that works in a dream. You know what I'm saying? But for this one, it's just whatever happens. And there's a radical acceptance. But there's no more, what do you call that word again? Abuse.
Mm-hmm.
The abuse is gone. The party is over, but if party happens, it happens as well.
Oh yeah.
In my situation, because I DJ sometimes, right? Then it's kind of like, someone's gonna hand you a prosecco or a
Mm-hmm.
champagne, and you're like, okay, saying, but there's no more, that's not the it's not what's happening. It's not like I'm going to drink like 20 of them tonight. It's just, and that's what I used to do, is like, when I would be DJing, it's like, it people would, everything, beers, everything that you could think of, is going to be handed to the DJ, and the DJ's like, okay, no problem. But now they're
Mm-hmm.
seemingly kind of like, oh, that's cool, or yeah,
Yeah.
both are accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No more trying to maintain that high or that whatever.
yeah, or not, because this is always this, so it's not trying to avoid this anymore. It's not trying to kind of like, I got, I want something better than this. It's always this. Better or worse, it's always this. Can't get better, can't get worse. It's always this. Um, so any spirituality that I've learned just went down the drain. Any kind of, power of now is just BS, because it's always this. Whatever this is, it's always this. And it doesn't have to be the ideal this. Sometimes it's a shitty this, but it's always this. So there's no trying to maintain this, not trying to settle in this, because it's always this. Who's going to settle in this anyway when it's always this? So if it's an hungover, it's hungover this. But that doesn't happen a lot now, right? It's just so, it's because, as I said, I like waking up in the morning, see the sunrise. It's beautiful.
It was amazing this morning. Like when you said it earlier, I was like, yes. Like it was just like, what? I like like I guess there was just so much pain, and like this character never looked at the sunrise, never looked at anything, because there was sharp, like I don't know, like looking at the sunrise or trees, there'll be like a holding or something. It'll just hurt, and I'll just
Yeah.
fuck this. I'm not gonna fuck the sun. Like it's just so weird now. Just with that not there, just like can't stop staring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing trying to hold it, I guess.
Yeah. And the absence of thoughts for this character anyway, right? I can sit, like I walk with my dog, and if I don't have anything scheduled, I can sit for like hours,
Mm-hmm.
hours, just just hours, you know what I'm saying? And in out in the it's getting colder, but I can sit under the tree for hours. My dog is so happy, it's just kind of like running around free. Right? And then sometimes it will lie down, and just kind of like this, kind of like people passing by probably is like, what is he on? It's just this bliss.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not blissful as well, I'm saying? Sometimes, I'm saying, when there is like when I was looking at my mom, with her, trying to get to the washroom because it's deteriorating.
Mm-hmm.
Sadness. You know what I'm saying? There was sadness. And it was sadness that I had to, walk away and cry, right? There was this it's all of that. But also, because there's no more stories, it's not going to say that mom, when I speak to my mom, there's just this lightness. I just make her laugh.
Mm-hmm.
She just laughs. She just laughs when she sees me, because I just become a little kid again.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I make fun of the words, because I grew up with like three different dialects from our language, and from Filipino, right? And I'm like, what does that word mean again? And I'll use words, that makes her laugh, because it
Mm-hmm.
sounds really silly. And the way that and it's just, that's just this wonder. There's just this wonder, like this curiousness about everything. And then she can tell her stories about my grandpa, my grandma, my aunt, everyone that has passed away. And there'll be sadness, there'll be crying with her. But it's just this full on, you know um acceptance, although there's no one accepting of everything. Sad, happy, whatever. It doesn't have to maintain any kind of bliss, because everything is always this. It's always this. You know what I'm saying? So if yeah, it's beautiful, and it's beautifully sad sometimes. It's
Oh
just life that is fully lived by no one. Like, like, if we should hang out soon, because if you see me cut a dance floor,
yeah.
I dance like there's no one watching, because there's no one watching.
Oh
Like a,
man.
a like a 51-year-old kind of like do kind of like crazy moves on the dance floor. I've always been a dancer though. When I was a little kid, my mom tried to enter me in dance competitions,
Yeah.
and I would win without any training.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. I've always loved music, so when music hits, right, it's like there's no one. I've always known that as a little kid, in the story anyway. When my first toy was like a record player, So music hits me hard, right? Because it's just the music. I've been listening to, oh dude, you should listen to, I don't know. I discovered Maria Callas lately. It's opera.
Oh, for real?
Watch, oh my goodness, watching the sunrise
Yeah.
with opera music. Oh, it just, or sometimes Sex Pistols or some punk like Dead Kennedys. Or drum and bass, saying I'm playing
Yeah.
with my dog and there's drum and bass playing and it's just amazing.
Send me that opera link.
There's this, I don't really know much about her, but I like dark classical. Like I like the Requiem or Elegy, all that kind of stuff, right? With choral stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't like the pretty classical. I like the edgy kind of like classical. And then I discovered Maria Callas. I've always avoided opera, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just walking one day, and just tears were just like, and all of a sudden I saw the sunrise, and there's this beautiful Maria Callas song. I can't remember what it was, and it was just pure on sobbing and crying. And I don't really sob and cry. It's not. I'm a bit of a hardened eldest brother character that didn't really cry, right? So, but lately, oh wow, that I'll send it to you. It's just so beautiful. I don't understand any of the words that she's saying, but the emotions, right? I've always kind of like wondered why people cry at opera, and now I
Mm-hmm.
get it, right? It's just when there is, oh, because I'm like, I don't understand the lyrics, right? But just the clarity of the voice, and it's just wow. Or when I play catch with my dog, like when he's running, I dance, you know what I'm saying, and I catch the ball when and he retrieves the ball and I throw it, it's just drum and bass, punk, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's just not serious anymore. That's what it is. It's no longer serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
how's
crazy.
your apparent relationship with your sisters apparently?
Oh, that's been good. I just my
Yeah.
one of my little she's off to college in Santa Cruz. It's only an hour away from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
So it's far, but I go to see her every week or 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
And my other
Nice.
sister with me. So it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a misconception about this that when there is just emptiness, that it becomes zombie like. Well, it is like zombie like, but a happy zombie. Dancing zombie, drinking coffee zombie. There's just no, oh, mm, I love that foam on a latte.
A latte.
The last bit of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
I always drink just black coffee or like a frappuccino.
I like both. I like both. I like really really strong coffee now. I like London Fog. I like
Mm.
I have this Nespresso thing, which
Mm.
is dangerous, which because it is just so good.
Yeah, yeah,
But I'm not really addicted to coffee. So
yeah.
I can go drinking without coffee for a week, you know what I'm saying? But when it's there, I like it too.
Mm.
Yeah. Again, I guess what's being expressed is there's just this openness to everything now. There's no more preference, or preference happens, that's okay too. But the preferences are becoming it's just trying, or food. I love food so much. I don't know if you've been enjoying food lately. I just love food. It's just
I've been on a strict diet, so I haven't got to really eat.
oh no. Well, that happens too.
Yeah.
Are you doing the keto diet?
Just intermittent fasting. Just
I
you know,
heard that's cool
yeah,
too.
yeah. I lost like 10 pounds in the last 2 weeks, so I haven't really
You've
ate
been
anything.
looking good, my man. You're looking
Like,
good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do so much walking though that I can eat as much as I can, and I don't really care much anymore.
yeah, because you do that
Um,
10 miles and then
I'm looking at my steps, like the steps on your phone. It's like sometimes it's like 20,000. I'm like, how did I get to 20,000 steps in one day?
damn. For me, it's barely 7,000 at the most.
That's
Yes,
okay.
that's that's funny.
But sometimes laziness happens too, right? Like Oh my goodness, I'm watching this documentary from Netflix, and I used to avoid any reality shows because I thought it was like a lower vibration kind of thing.
Yeah.
And this one too is so, this is not the character at all, but it's, I'm watching this Masters of Drink or something, which is a competition of bartenders.
Oh shit.
And it's just they're creating the craziest drinks, right? There's like ice, and there's this, they're using kind of like, there's this drink with foie gras, I'm saying? It's just the craziest drink that you can think of. And the skills that they do is just like insane. Like, I used to be a bartender, and I can't do any of the drinks that they do.
Yeah.
It's just the artistry now. It's like they're creating umami taste in a drink. They're creating this balance, or they're recreating a dessert
Mm-hmm.
in a drink. It's just like the mastery that comes with that is just like so much respect. I'm like, wow,
What is
wow.
it?
It's I can't remember what it's like on Netflix. It's like Masters of Drink or something, or I can't remember.
Okay. I
But
gotta check that out.
I watched a
Serving.
couple of, and then it's just something that I would never watch, but I'm watching it. I'm like, wow, this is really really good. It's just this bartenders from around the world, and they're given kind of like tests, what I'm saying, of what to make and everything. They'll make an old fashioned, and the way that they make the old fashioned is like ingredients that I've never heard of. Um, and it's their characteristic, like the characters in the drink. For example, one character is very very minimalist, so it's a very minimalist kind of drink. One character is all over the place, it's all over the place. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
I'm a,
beautiful.
I barely got back into like putting Netflix on and other shit besides non-duality.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't
I don't watch any non-duality things anymore, saying it just doesn't really interest me.
yeah.
um I still love it, but it doesn't. There's no more interest in watching any of that. Well, it's been, well, for quite a while, saying I was hosting a lot of non-duality speakers as well, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, and then, but sometimes people give me tons and tons of videos, like watch this, watch.
Yeah. I bet.
Can you? People still think that I'm an interviewer, so they're like, "Can you interview this person?" Someone actually messaged me, "Can you interview you?"
Me? For real?
And they're like, "Oh, sorry, I just watched that you." So they think I'm, still doing the nothing media, or not, which is okay, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like, interview this guy, Zabi. We saw this video, your one video that you have, I think, which got a lot of views.
Yeah, for real, surprised. Like 600. Just I was like, oh, like that's cool. Didn't expect anything, like probably 50.
That's like a whole club.
Hmm. For real. Damn. Yeah. It's been crazy. Every morning when like every morning there's just like apparently a whole bunch of crying, but like in a beautiful way. It feels like
Yeah,
it's mourning the death of a character, I guess. That's how it
yeah,
feels. The more release or this that the more tears.
yeah,
But there's a joy and sadness at the same time. It's like what a
yeah.
holy fuck, man. Like it was never real. Like fuck. Like just that's beautiful.
When was our last one-on-one? How long ago was that? It was like 6 months ago.
Yeah, the one that was on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think that was in 6 months ago. Yeah, in March.
Wow.
March. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
That was
There's
when.
there's there's grieving as well, right? Because everything that everything that you think, everything that you have received, all that
Mhm.
kind of stuff is just gone.
Yeah.
It's just gone,
Yeah.
right? It's so
Like,
evident.
yeah. Yeah. Very evident. Like the last year was nothing but grieving. It
Yeah.
was like in the story. Like if here's story time. In the 2 years that non-duality's been listened to, the
Yeah.
first year, kind of like the character just trying to like scramble, get it, blah, whatever. The second year was like, fuck, it's over. It's just like a
Yeah.
dying,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
dying. It
It's
was,
just
it
it's
felt
it's
so
like a
slow.
funeral, right? It's always like a
Yeah,
funeral. It's like a deathbed.
slow death. Yes. Every time I was just laying down, literally, like it felt like I'm just
Yeah.
laying in a hot bed, just Yeah.
The end of concepts, the end of
Yeah.
illusions, the end of everything. Everything that you can think about
Mhm.
is dead,
You're
right?
dead.
And yeah,
You're
you're dead. Oh yeah, yeah.
well, that was the interview. That was the first time when I was mourning tough. That it's like, you're dead, rest in peace. And that song was just like, it was on repeat driving to work, and I was just bawling out. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first, like, the real, like, holy shit, this nobody here.
yeah.
Like, was the real, like, first, like, fuck.
Boom.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was the collapse, kind of like, because it's funny because a lot of seekers hold on to the idea, hold
Mm-hmm.
on to the idea that that, well, it's seen that there's no one here, but there's the but, right? There's this still felt sense of realness, but that's also dead. It's also an illusion. Everything is. There's nothing outside of the illusion. Otherwise, there'll be duality. Everything is dead. And aliveness at the same time. It's just so it can't be wrapped around in the head. So there's just this purging. It's like a purging almost, right? It's like a deprogramming. It's like a deprogramming of everything that was thought that was real, and everything that was thought that was everything that's thought.
It's over.
It's over. Yeah. Game over. And it's just and it's so and it presents itself. Oh, there's no every day, but every day it presents itself. It's game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. But there's this clinging onto or grasping onto, kind of like the play. The play, the curtain has closed, right? The curtain's closed. It's always that way. So when the curtain's closed, there's just this, freedom, this alive freedom that doesn't have any conditions. And it's just this freedom that is appearing in everything. And it can't be denied. Denial is the illusion. It can't be denied. It's always this. And it's so unimaginable.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that's imagined is dead. So that's the grieving out. There was grieving here too, right? Because there was this a lot of things that was held on to, or um it's kind of like when, I don't know if if you've lost someone and you used to take, it's kind of like where you lived, the old place that you lived, and then you visit it again, and it's just this nostalgia, but it's also sad because that doesn't exist anymore, right? You don't live there anymore. I was in Vancouver. I think I messaged you in Vancouver, and there was just this nostalgia for, I walked the streets of where I used to walk, right? And I used to hold on to those stories on those streets. This is where I used to eat. This is where I used to teach. This is my spiritual community. But it's all done. It's all done. It's just a story, and that's what the story is. It's just as nostalgia. We're just nostalgic about the character Zabi or Emerson, although it's not real. It's just nostalgia. It's that sadness. You know what I'm saying? Of that character, or what the character used to hold on to. It's just nostalgia that doesn't have any basis, actually. It's like creating this drink that they have, right? So the person would say that this creates this taste of paradise, or this taste of Sunday morning fight, or kind of like not Sunday morning fight, like a Sunday snowball fight. So there's
Mm-hmm.
a snowball in the middle. There's like, um, vanilla or whatever flavors that they have. It creates a story in a drink in one taste.
Mm-hmm.
You can create it. It's beautiful. That's why I'm so amazed by these stories, the creativity that's coming. Kind of like when I'm DJing. Sometimes when I DJ, I'm saying, I create a story with what I'm doing without saying any words. It's just beats. Right? Sometimes it goes in a dark kind of like, journey. Sometimes it's very light and bubbly. Sometimes it's very complex. It's just a story. Kind of like the story of the character. When a character comes, Zabi might have a very neurotic story, a very tragic story, and now it's tragic comedy. Now it's just a sitcom. It's just a situation comedy. There's laughter. And then there's nostalgia for that tragedy, and there's tears that comes. It's so funny because it's just 6 months ago that I started making. My channel is just 6 months old.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah,
My video was the first end of story video on your
yeah, yeah,
channel.
yeah, yeah. It was one of the first one that I posted, but I had many different ones before. Remember before but it was in a different channel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was on the Nothing channel, right? Or
Non-Duality Live.
under that. There we go. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Because I was not planning to be a speaker at all.
Mm-hmm.
It was not in the cards, what I was saying for the characters. Like, no, 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 no. And all of a sudden it happened. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to talk to you about something, but I'm going to pause this because I'm at just a second.